Thank you, Mariah, for taking time for me.
You're welcome. I'm excited to talk with you about brain spotting in kids, and yeah, I just would love to hear from you about how this all came to be.
Well, I think this question maybe even takes me back to my childhood. I always loved to observe children, even when I was a young child. Um, I loved to be with the younger children. And then when I became a psychologist and family psychotherapist, it was obvious that at least part of my time I would dedicate to children.
Hmm.
And then brain spotting came to my life. And it's funny, it happened during a school project in Paraguay. We were living as a family in Paraguay for about 4 years.
Hmm.
And I asked a professional, how could I help this young boy? And she said to me, brain spotting. And this is back in 2011. And I was like, what is brain spotting?
Yeah, a lot of people wonder.
So my first brain spotting steps happened in a school project with children and adolescents. And then actually it went quick. I did my first phase one with David in London.
Hmm.
And somehow we had time in the morning. Uh, and he asked us, there was some issue with the time. And so half of the group was here and he asked us, any questions? Where are you from? What is your intention? And so my question was, can you do brain spotting with children? And he leaned back and smiled. Um, I've heard about it. Why don't you go out and try? And that's what I did.
Nice
And
experiment.
yeah, yeah. And only much later I realized the ice skater was 16. What a question.
Right, right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
then
so versatile. That's what it speaks to, right? Is that brain
Mhm.
spotting can help people of all different ages and conditions. Yeah.
Yeah. And I keep learning, Mariah. My youngest was about 2.5, 3 weeks old, and my oldest client is now 88. So it's amazing the lifespan we can
Yeah, all
change.
across.
And I would love to say something when you asked the first question how it came about. When I did my first trainer's training, um, I I had the possibility to be together with Mother Jacobi. And when we first met, we sat down having coffee together. And the first 2 hours, we just talked about brain spotting with children. She did a lot also in social projects.
Hmm.
And along the way, we developed together what we now call brain spotting workshop for children and adolescents. She had to step back, but she's in the back of my mind, she's still there, and she was really a huge help
Hmm.
to get
Wonderful.
that going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, tell us
Mm.
more about kind of the uniqueness of this work and working with children with brain spotting.
I think one thing is that we can brain spot with young ones, like during the play, during doing something together. You can take anything. Today I have nothing here because I'm not in my office, and you can take a tissue and ask the child, a young child, imagine this to be whatever the child brings with
Hmm.
him or her, and
Hmm.
let's see where you can get in contact best with it and how
Yeah.
does it feel in the body. And you look for it, and then the little tissue talks with the child. And can you, and now just look at it. What does it think? Just look at it. And the child will look at it and tell you about him or herself.
Yeah.
So, and and actually, my best teachers were the children. And I think what still deeply touches me is the uncertainty principle with children.
Uh-huh.
And I need to thank my experience in Paraguay. One place where I really learned a lot was in a children's home.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a place where children came in from the street and we had no story.
Mm-hmm.
So there he was, a small boy. We didn't know the age, we didn't know the family history. All we had was a small boy or a small girl, any hate. I even can't say any age.
Mm-hmm.
And they had issues, behavioral problems.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I could do brain spotting with them and it became better,
Mm-hmm.
much better in many cases. And still I have no idea about their story. It was like looking to the brain spot, um, getting in a very good relationship, and they could work something out very often with body expressions.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was lovely. It was a lovely experience to learn from them what is possible, even we don't know their background.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's a
Hmm.
two-part thing, right? That one, our clients teach us the most about the work and the world, right?
Hmm.
And the brain spot itself, too, is such a fascinating portal into a
Hmm.
person's world that's beyond words and language or needing to know what the narrative is, but accessing the narrative that's stored in the body. So
Yeah,
that's really beautiful
yeah,
that you were able to do
yeah.
that with them.
Hmm. Hmm. And it gave me so much trust that it works so well. So this was honestly, I think it was the best experience I could have ever had.
Mm, yeah, that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah, yeah. And from there it was pretty it felt like if this really works after having studied psychologist, having studied family therapist, and then you go out and do brain spotting with this wonderful background, but still it is like in Austria we would say it's like um the whipped cream on the cappuccino.
Ah, yeah, the cream on top.
Yeah, the cream on top, exactly. And I can remember one night I was sitting in a coffee store in a waiting situation in Asunción in Paraguay and doing some work on my laptop, and then I was summarizing something I went through in brain spotting the week before with children in the children's home, and I felt like if this really works so well, anybody should know that. And it was like a dream. It was like this could help so many children and so many adolescents, and that's what kept me going, and the support from and the trust from David. Go for it. Um, yeah, and I'm just happy and glad that I can share it. What I experienced. It's more about experience than about science,
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
yeah.
It's a beautiful mission to have to
Hmm.
spread healing to the young ones in the world. And
Hmm.
I'm really, really glad that you've taken so much time and witnessing and observing to create a pathway
Hmm.
that really centers them and doing therapy in a way that allows the little ones to receive healing in a way that feels really sweet and tender. And I remember
Hmm.
watching a demo that you did back at the 2021 Brain Spotting Conference, and I just was really in awe of
Hmm.
the dynamic and how gentle the process was.
Hmm. And maybe, Mariah, to finish, I show you something. Let's
Sure.
see if I can share something with you. I show you a little girl which I'm allowed to share.
Hmm.
Uh, I took this video during Corona times. It was in the beginning.
Okay.
So the first lockdown, it was like 6 weeks after that. And it's an English-speaking little girl, and she talks about the virus and the virus feeling she has. And there was a lot of threatening for her.
Mm.
And it's like 30 seconds. You will see
Sure.
how it finishes. And that's what I wish everybody, that everybody takes that um, with
Okay.
Before, is it more or less now? Less. It's less now. I can imagine.
just what you saw in the little house was the way she wanted me to draw the virus.
So let me see what you feel when the house is like that. Really rainbowy.
So that's
That's adorable.
yeah. So Mariya, I wish you and everybody
Thank you.
thank you for your time, a rainbow feeling.
Yeah, yeah, wishing you a really rainbowy day.
Yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Mariya.
Thank you
Bye
as well.
bye.
Bye.